Aquarius, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of July 2023, and I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there's an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Aquarius. What is happening? The overall energy for the reading, the Hermit. You've been in this healing mode for quite a while, and it's quite deep, quite intense. You've been in this train for a little bit here, and it's still going. There's some deep things at play here for sure. Starting off the reading, you get the Sun crossed by the Nine of Swords. Something's making you unhappy here. Something's not working out for you. I don't know what. It's more of an energy that's stressing you out. It's just there kind of interfering with your happiness a little bit. In your focus here, the Page of Cups, trying to keep your heart open as much as you can and just kind of be in the present and, you know, not feed off this energy, especially. In the recent past, the Hierophant, again, a sense of diving in deep within yourself, within possibly a commitment you have going on, or something. We'll see. In your strength, the High Priestess, your intuition is definitely your best friend at this time. In the immediate future, the Ace of Cups. Love is showing up strong here, supporting this reading. The Six of Wands, again, I kind of see you focusing on more of the positive than negative stuff, you know, things that are stressing you out, or things that are happening in your day-to-day life and you can't really stop or control. They're gonna happen anyway, so it's like, why focus on those and feed those? Where I kind of see you looking into things that do work out and that are good for you and feeding those things, you know, with your energy. So that's good. That's healing in itself. So the energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, there's a lot of energy exchange going on here. So it's not whatever this process is, it's not just you and you know. And this energy exchange could be people, could even be the universe, where you're in constant communication with the universe, or looking for signs or seeing signs and things like that. So there's a sense of a constant energy exchange at play for you. In your hopes and fears, the Queen of Wands. I mean, that's passion, that's confidence, that's, you know, I'm not sure. I don't think you're pointing out to you here. Not that you're lacking that. You probably have it already with all this healing. I wouldn't be surprised. But I feel like you're pointing out towards another energy. Where there might be a lot of attraction there. I don't know. In the potential outcome, the Empress. Really stepping into that self-love energy, that nurturing aspect of yourself. Which is great. Alright. Let's clarify. Let me do the Hermit. The King of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. I love this. Whatever it is that you're doing is working out for you. And again, it's almost like stepping into your heart a lot and keeping things there, keeping that aspect quite open and looking at things through that tunnel of the heart, basically. And it's looking like things are going up and up and up and up, you know, while you hang on to this kind of energy. So definitely a process of heart opening for you. Big one. And it's looking nice. Let's do the Sun. The Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Cups. Oh. Okay. Let me do the Nine of Swords, though, too. The Strength card, the Queen of Pentacles, the Death card. Okay, so this is basically what's stressing you out the most here by the looks of it is your own possible lack of patience. you know, where sometimes you fall off of this energy from your heart and you're losing patience because that's when you get up in your mind and things get all messy up there. So those are the times where, because you see this process going and you see this process growing for you even, and you kind of anticipate, you know, at the end of this, I'll be happy like no tomorrow. Like I've never experienced happiness like the one I'm gonna. Which is true, possibly, because again, in growth, you'll experience and feel and perceive happiness in very different ways every time you grow. The thing is, this process is quite slow, which to me, it's normal. I feel like to you, at a conscious level, is normal too. But there's something within you that kind of rushes this process. That kind of is like, kind of wish it would be tomorrow, you know, where I got to stand in this happiness and feel it. And that's where I see you getting to this place of losing your patience only when you fall off your heart and jump back into your mind, and then things get a little complicated. So your heart being open and perceiving as much as you can through that channel is going to keep you in the present. Your mind has nothing to do with the present. You know, the mind is good for the past, for the future, to complicate things sometimes, but it won't interfere with your present unless you let it. Your heart is always there. Your heart is beating now. That's it. You don't know if it's going to happen in 5 minutes from now. You don't know anything. Any of that. In the past it did, but it's in the past. It's gone. All you have is now with your heart. You know, you look outside. There's a breeze out there. Look at those leaves moving. I can hear the wind a little bit. I can see what it's doing. That's it. You know, you got someone in front of you. You got them in front of you. Then the mind, given that you're anticipating something, it already kind of shoots you up in the future there, you know, like, I wonder how it's going to be. I wonder how it's going to feel. When is it going to be? How is it going to be? Is it going to be? You know, all sorts of things. So when you kind of fall in your own little trap there of the mind, things get a little complicated and possibly even stressful. And you've got a whole lot of energy to keep you in your heart, so... but it does happen sometimes, you know, you fall off that train, it's fine, but you pick yourself up from what I can see here and jump back into the train, you know, the heart train. For the Page of Cups in your focus, you get the Four of Swords, the Fool, the High Priestess. Yeah, I mean, it's a normal process. You can't, even when your heart does open up and it's like, oh my God, it's amazing living like this, you know, it's very hard to sustain it like non-stop. You live in a world of distractions. You know, everything is a distraction. So it's quite normal to be pulled out of that place, you know, unless you go live somewhere by a tree all your life. And I doubt that's the case. So I see you knowing all of this and, again, growing into this place of realizing that, yeah, you know, and yeah, it happens to sometimes fall off that train. But I can also see you following your intuition when it tells you pick yourself up and get back on on track here, get back in that train, and you're doing it. So you know how this goes already. Let's do the Hierophant. In the recent past, Hangman, the Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands. Ooh, man, okay. There's a lot of standing still through this healing. So I see you going really deep here within your own healing. And there's almost like, it's almost like the universe is kind of forcing you to stand still. Like, okay, you need to do this here, now, and just pause and see what happens. And I see you initially quite curious, you know, about this process. Like, ooh, I went in deep and it's fun and it's this, it's different, But then I see the resistance coming because, again, quite the normal response to this. Like, oh, okay, this shit is getting real, you know? So I kind of, it's quite fun how you deal with this energy here. A lot of people kind of run from the get-go. It's like, oh, man. shit is getting real. Let's run for the hills. You're kind of like, oh, okay, I hear you, universe. Everything's cool. Okay, we're going deep. Fun. Oh man, it's starting to feel uncomfortable. Okay, so quite interesting. But so somewhere in your recent past, you really started to go in deeper within yourself. That's why you know how to deal with, when the mind pulls at you, and then picking yourself up, jumping back onto that heart train. For the High Priestess, in your strength, you get the 10 of Pentacles, the Chariot, the 5 of Wands. That's where your conflict lies. And I kind of get the sense that I got this for you previously in readings, where you have the tendency to lose your patience lately. You're going through a process here. It's going to take time. There is something where you're showing me you're working on a sense of stability, possibly tied up to somebody else, I don't know. But even if it's for yourself, you have this. What's ironic about this is that I see the energies, even though the process is slow, the energies are moving fast. But you have the tendency to go beyond that, to be like, well, I want it faster and faster and faster. So that to me is an indication of you losing your patience. And when you go against the energies that are already fast and you're trying to make them faster, not at a conscious level, of course, but energetically speaking, things are going to get conflicting. Things are going to get hard. Things are going to get not as smooth. Not as smooth as you would think or as you would want. And it's like you want to see the end result and you forget to enjoy the journey. You want to be there at the end line. And meanwhile, you forget to enjoy the journey, which is a beautiful journey by the looks of it. That's what happens when we lose our patience. Let's do the Ace of Cups in the immediate future. The 10 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the Temperance. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to come together organically, naturally, if you let it, if you wait for it. And you've got 2 cards here of massive patience. 3 of Wands and the Temperance card. That translated would be in divine timing. It's going to come, but you got to let that divine timing not orchestrate it, or try to orchestrate it. So I do see you stepping back into that place of, letting things just be. And that's when things start happening, actually. That's when you're going to get to experience, to feel everything you've been wanting for so long, and it's just gonna be there because I feel like it's already there. Just that sense of anticipation is not allowing you to see it. For the 6 of Wands in the supportive energies, you get the 3 of Swords, the Star, the Emperor. Yeah, this Emperor, that's the issue, because the Emperor is the go-getter, the doer, but I gotta involve myself in this. And interestingly enough, for the potential outcome in your reading, the Empress showed up, which the Empress doesn't have to do shit. She just knows that things will play out in the way that they should. So she doesn't have to go and do, and her job is to just be, love. And that's it. And underneath it all, that's why there's this sense of anticipation, because the Emperor is here orchestrating things from somewhere in the background where you don't even know it's there. It's kind of like pushing you. Go now. What you doing? Lazing off? No, we're not gonna have that. You're making this happen, and it almost feels like, because you're creating your reality basically here, and you're giving me this kind of like this idea of, well, if I'm creating it, how would I just let it be then? Well, you already put in place whatever you needed to put in place, and energetically, you constantly are creating this. Sometimes physically, you just gotta let it be. You just gotta trust. That's where the feminine is coming into play. You gotta trust that it's gonna play out in the way that it should. And this, urging masculine energy from the background there that you carry is like, no, I gotta do something. Sometimes you don't, you know? And again, I feel like we've been through this recently. The thing is, energetically speaking, this is looking way better, almost like you're practicing, you know, and you're getting better at dealing with these energies and working with them. For the Eight of Wands in the hidden energies, you get Seven of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Cups. Try to stay as open as possible to ideas, to conversations possibly, to... in this exchange of energy, I see something being brought up to you and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Or no, that's not a great idea. Or, where it's almost like an immediate response where you don't even think about it, you know, where you're not even necessarily listening. It's not filtering through so that you can have a justified answer to that. You're just kind of rejecting it from the get-go. And I feel like whoever this is that's bringing up stuff is quite important and is bringing up possibly some good points. You would just have to listen. Your no possibly comes from this Emperor in the background that says, well, you got to do things this way. And if you're not allowing yourself to stay open to what others have to say or other ideas, you're just going to do it your way, and you're just going to feed off that energy of, let me do it in this way and in this way and in this way, and it's going to grow into control, trying to control the situations that you're dealing with. So try to keep yourself open as much as you can to others' idea, and especially to one particular person that's possibly quite close here. For the Queen of Wands, in your hopes and fears, you get the Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Swords. Yeah. There's someone here. There's someone here by your side, but I don't know how by your side they are. Because you're showing them to me, and you're showing me their energy and what they're bringing in. You're putting a lot of emphasis on your own journey here, which, yeah, of course, because there's a lot of healing here and there's a lot of stuff going on energetically. And then you're showing me them. And also realizing through you the energy that they're bringing in, whatever it is that they're bringing in. And it's looking great. It's looking amazing. For some reason, you have the tendency to detach yourself from them. Just a tiny little bit, but enough to create a little bit of, this is me, I'm doing me, and I have my own way, and you're with me, but you got to come on the same path I am. And I feel like this energy and the hidden energies here could be that possibly inviting you to open up to see where their path is. Because what if it's not the same as yours? What if when you go, you're supposed to create one together? Because if you keep on with yours and yours only, and again, that kind of leads back into, I control the situation in whichever way I want. And you're going to follow whether you like it or not. Whatever. If you don't like it, go. And I don't think that's the case here. I don't think you would want that. Again, the invitation here seems to be, try to listen, try to visualize their path too, because it could be very close to yours. And then all you have to do is kind of put them together and go in the same direction. Who knows? But it gives me, this whole situation gives me a sensation of you having to detach yourself a little bit so that you don't stray off your path. You know, where I feel like this is a situation where it's a common path, or it should be. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I'm seeing it like this, but for the Empress in the potential outcome, you get the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles. And another invitation from your own feminine side is to open up a little more to it and not push it to the corner as if, yeah, I'll use you when I need you, and then you go. You're punished because, I have to go do instead of just be and feel. You're a little scared of your own nurturing side, of your own Even though you've learned a lot on how to maintain that heart open, you're still a little scared of that side of you. You know, there's still a little fear there, which keeps you closed off to it a lot of times. When this fear shows up, it keeps you closed off. However, the good news about this part here is that I see the Page of Pentacles, which is telling me that, okay, you're finally starting to look into the fear that's preventing you from aligning fully with your feminine side, so that you can bring that feminine in balance with your own masculine side. So, really interesting reading. But let's see what the universe has to close you off. The Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. Really nice, especially after what I've seen here on the last stretch of the reading, because again, a sense of you're looking like you're open to that sharing energy, to listening instead of rejecting and keeping to your own, you know, to taking in what's said, see if it works for you, see if it doesn't, but don't reject it just because you have your own way to go. And it's like, well, you like it or not, I don't care. So you're definitely starting to open up to that. It looks like it's going to take a little while here for you to step into this place of, okay, I'm ready to listen. You know, can we make a common path? Or do I want to keep on my own and you want to keep on your own? And even though they're close, we can't reach that compromise to make it one, you know? You're looking like you're opening up towards that direction of listening more. So cool. Let's do the Oracle of the Fairies to close it off. So, really? Solitude. Think of being alone as meaning you are all one. This is something you would have to read to understand. And in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. Try to read it so that you understand what it means. It's quite an interesting message tied up to this reading too, you know? So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.